Hi, here I am, the time traveler with my pal. Uh, I live in a university community. I'm fortunate to live in a university community. And as part of that, they have at our location an OLLI program I've mentioned before, Osher Lifelong Learning Institute. It's a foundation that funds these programs at various university centers. The last time I looked, it was like about 125 locations. But in any case, I live in the hood where we have one. Okay. So, and also, since it's a university town and there's a big medical center, the whole nine, um, they have within it what they call the Center for Healthy Aging, which I think is very interesting because, again, the whole system is really trying to figure out, is responding and to this well, they keep calling it the senior tsunami, that sort of business. But in other words, there's like a lot of seniors out there, and what I discovered in any case, the Center for Healthy Aging had a series of weekly seminars for the OLLI participants who wished to enroll in that class, where they each talked it was one lecture per session, and I think we just had the next to the last one yesterday, and I think it's next week will be the last one in this series. Okay, so what we have learned, of course, is that lots of stuff can go wrong after that. That you get the 50-year warranty, but after that, anything can happen to you. And it was this last one was pretty depressing. It was about the aging brain, and then they show you pictures of like brain shrinking and all this kind of stuff, and it's like, what? Uh, so, I mean, the guy who did the lecture was telling us all of the things that could and do happen, obviously, and that actually brains need maintenance also. They're part of a complex body, and they need a blood supply. What did he say? It takes up like 70%. I don't have his slides yet. 70% of the energy is like to keep this going on. Okay, so the brain is a vital living organism, part of a whole system organism, part of your system. So this one is like, as I said, the aging brain. And it tells you all kinds of things that could happen to your brain. And of course, one of the big issues, which I'll go into again because I have to review it, is dementia. Uh, so I saw something in one of these programs I went to. It was about dementia, and when you're 85, your chances of dementia are like 30%. Okay, so that's pretty serious because again, it's serious for the individual, it's serious for the family, it's serious for the society, it's serious for everybody's finances. So it is serious, and I'm starting to think of all the. So in any case, what I found difficult here was that he's well able to describe all of the things that can go wrong. Okay, got that straight. But then, what are the things? As I asked him later on, I went up to him. I was looking for some kind of hope. I went up to him and I said, "Well, is there anything to mitigate this?" Okay. So he was busy. He was catching a train, and he just said, "Oh, well, diet and exercise." Like or first he said, "I haven't gone into that yet." He says, "But diet and exercise," and so he took off to get his train. I think I'm going to be very annoying from now on because I'm going to have to ask people to really, look into their souls and look into the literature, look into what's out there. I'm not talking about 15 or 30 different supplements a day. I'm talking about, of course, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physical therapist, I'm not prescribing anybody's regimen, but to really think about what are the basic things that we have learned that are helpful going forward. And one of the most important things, I have another thing which I will get to, but not today, about exercise. Like exercise, if that were a drug, it would be bazillions of dollars, okay? Why? Because it it stimulates the blood supply to all of the organs, including the brain. It's, distributes whatever energy or whatever is required for the cells to function, and it takes away any waste products that have been accumulated, whatever those may be. But, the function of the body requires a circulatory system that, I don't know, it's like, what kind of an analogy? It's like it's a lawn sprinkler, it makes sure that you have all the things that you need to grow it, but it rakes the leaves, rakes the leaves in the fall, any debris, takes that away. But, and of course, oxygenates the tissues and whatever. Again, obviously, I just read about this. I read the top. I'm not an expert in this field. But what I gather is that we need a certain amount of stimulation of the whole circulatory system. I mean, for the body to function better, best, optimally, whatever, for the age. So, I don't even know what to say to people. Just really think about it, because all of the things that go with the physical decline are not pleasant, are not pleasant to experience. So if there are ways that we can at least postpone, nothing makes you bulletproof. Anything can happen. That's the other part of it. There's a certain amount of humility that's required in this experiment in aging. But the idea is that to really look into the physical aspect of your body's functioning. What is an optimal weight? Working on muscle mass, flexibility, a little aerobic going on. That's why I keep saying aging is a job. It is not for the faint of heart. Back in the day, there was a limited time. I mean, there was always people that lived longer lives, but they had a much more active lifestyle, even I don't know, in the last 70 years or less. It's probably less. We have become really sedentary for the most part. So let's just say that when I see these series of all the awful things that can happen to you, this was the brain, but there was somebody else about something, like heart failure, dementia, what can you do to be helpful for yourself, and do it, and just do it, because what is the alternative? Well, I'm trying myself to the best of my ability. That's all I can tell you. So, but I'm totally aware that you're just trying to do your best. You're not. It's not a contest. It's, as I said, I think the best analogy for me anyway is keeping this high mileage car in the road. There'll be little clinks and little dents and stuff, and you try to work with it. But the fundamental is to have the vehicle on the road as long as possible in the best possible condition. So that's what I'm talking about today. So have a good day, and keep on keeping on.